David Healy, who's now one of the coaches with the Irish FA Elite programme, and obviously David is the current record goal scorer for Northern Ireland. What's your role here, David, with the Irish FA at the moment?
Obviously helping with the under 15s, under 16s, in new terms the 98s and the 99s, which takes a little bit of getting used to, but you know, involved with Stephen Robinson, who's a fantastic young coach, obviously Jim McGilton, who's overseeing it, and others in different areas. Obviously Jim's the technical director, but you know, with Coerver involved, hopefully we're moving along the right direction of bringing some young talent through in our country. You
obviously played professional in England, coming from Northern Ireland. How difficult was it for you to make that step up?
I think we went over on a bit of a wing and a prayer, really. It was natural ability. We weren't really prepared for life in full-time football, you know, and in this country teams are part-time, they're run by mums and dads, a lot of them, and parent volunteers, so they suddenly go into a professional environment of training 5 and 6 times a week with boys that are equipped to cope, and we find a massive percentage have come home, over 80% have come home, and 1 in 4 give up the game. So sometimes you got lucky. I was lucky enough to stay and play for 20 years, but the vast majority of the boys went over didn't. And I think I can't feel the benefit. I mean, we're producing players at the moment that aren't equipped, and that's what we're trying to do. You know, technically the Coerver stuff is fantastic for them. You know, manipulating the ball, the game's completely changed. We need to produce players that can manipulate the ball and take care of it in tight areas, and that's what the Coerver's all about. You know, decision making and when to make the decisions, when not to, and you can start to see the benefit, especially with our younger players. I think it can only take the association forward. You know, the whole package we're trying to do, along with Coerver and the IFA and the elite programme, we're just trying to prepare players completely to leave no stone unturned. We didn't have that, we weren't lucky enough to have that, but I think what it will do is give them a better chance, because the kids in England are getting it, and we're going over and competing with them, and Eastern European kids who are now coming into the English football, so it gives them a chance, it really does. And you know, we've been very impressed with what I've seen so far with the Coerver setup, and hopefully the partnership will continue.
Jim, obviously you were a former top player in England, you managed at the highest level with Ipswich and Queen's Park Rangers. How are you enjoying the role, your new role here back in Northern Ireland?
I'm loving it. I think that you know, the bonus for me is working with the best kids and getting an opportunity to hopefully develop them. Having had a career in England, I understand the pros and cons of that and what a professional life can give, but also know that there are major factors that impact on all our young players' lives, and if we can develop them to such an extent that we're producing players, then well and good. I have to be honest. I think that you know, we've brought in top class people like your good self, and that should stand them in good stead. It's very important that, you know, I've always been very big on the foundations and the principles of the game, and that starts from your basic technique of being able to pass it and control it, and how you receive the ball and having awareness and a picture, and I think if you can start off from that, then it gives you a good foundation. It can only benefit the kids. You know, your experiences, Robbo's experiences, David Healy's experiences. We've brought Mark Crossley in to help with the goalkeepers as well. Johnny Williamson's working with us. Declan Devine, Pascal Vaudekin. You know, so there's no excuses from our part. You know, we're going to try and deliver a top class programme. But again, it will be down to the individual. As you know, Austin, it always does. You know, you can do whatever you want here, but it's so important that when the kids go away from us and they're not in our care, that they actually continually develop as footballers. Each week you see them gradually get better, as you know, we've just spoken to about off camera. Once they understand what this can bring, it will open up doors for them that they they probably thought were closed to them. You know, we were brought up in an era where practice can only make you better, and we didn't have the benefits of what you guys have brought. You 30 years experience at the top levels of the game. These guys are getting exposed to it on a weekly basis, which is phenomenal.